Hello everybody, I am Hacklebeast, and I am here today to finish up the Test Your Might BGH Tour, sponsored by thebgh.com and KOS Templar. Very happy to have them as sponsors. I think I have solved my audio issues. I'm pretty sure I have, but we'll see. Alright, so in the bottom position, in the bottom position, bottom right, and top right is Germany, Infernal, and 2pacalypse. Infernal is the red Protoss, Germany is the yellow Protoss, and 2pacalypse is the blue, Zerg. On the other side we have Simeon. I'm gonna say that's Simon, and not Simeon. Maybe it's Simeon. Is that how you... I don't think that's how you spell Simeon. I think it's either oddly spelled Simeon or oddly spelled Simon. Probably neither. That's fine. So he's playing Teal Zerg. We have Yan as the orange Protoss, and we have Nizzy as the brown Zerg. Wait. Hold up. Hold up. Just need to make sure this is the right game, because I'm casting out of order in the sense that I'm not casting everything from the quarterfinals. Everything will be cast for the final bracket, but not everything from the quarterfinals. Okay, yeah, good. Just wanted to make sure. 2pacalypse was pointing out in the chat that this is in fact not the first game of the quarterfinals, which I know. I do know that. This is the winners matchup of the quarterfinals. But there was a lot of BGH played, and the finals are best of sevens. And it's not just two people play for the best of seven, it's another bracket for the best of seven. So there are lots of best of sevens to be casted. This is... You can almost think of this as the appetizer to us casting all of the winners bracket. But in terms of scheduling this cast out, I had enough time to cast the winners bracket and then a little bit more. And I was told that this series was pretty good. So I'm gonna cast it. Yeah, sorry to disappoint you to not cast your hour-long game. Which, I don't know, in BGH, an hour-long game can be really, really great, or an hour-long game can be really, really terrible. And I don't know what kind of hour-long game it was before. But I'm going to assume that 2pacalypse is a nice person, and he wanted me to cast good games, and not just he wanted me to cast an hour-long game just to watch me suffer through turtling for 40 minutes. Alright, so once again to remind the colors, it's teal, orange, and brown versus red, yellow, and blue. Blue is 2pacalypse and his team. Orange is Yan and his team. It's Protoss Zerg. Apparently it was Protoss random and rolled into Zerg. But Protoss Zerg versus Zerg Protoss. Alright. Looked like Nizzy was threatening the first poke here just a little bit, but Infernal has not moved up the Zealots yet, so that was going to be very easy to clean up should that have should he had tried to go in. And now it looks like we're going to have a little bit of aggression at the top side. Looks like Nizzy and Yan's team want to be more aggressive this game than their opponents are right now, as they should be with a double Zerg team. And here we go again. Hopefully you can get the Zealots to tank the Sunken shots as much as possible, allow the Zerglings to dish out a lot of damage. The Sunken is being pretty well protected here. It looks like the Sunken will hold out, or maybe not the Sunken itself, but it bought enough time for reinforcements to get in here. The real problem is the drone count at 2pacalypse now. It looks like it's just at 4. It's at 4 drones and then some Zerglings morphing in. So 2pacalypse isn't going to die here now that his allies have come back, but he took a very hard blow to start out this game. And that's the kind of thing that a team with 2 Zergs on it needs to do. That's generally the Zerg's role. if you can't take somebody out really quickly with your overwhelming Ling force, then you're just going to be behind. Because Zerg can't have the same kind of later game, or even really the same kind of mid game that the other two races can. So, looks like lost more drones, down to just 2 now. 2 drones and 1 supply. It's kind of sad. That's kind of sad, but Infernal's team is down at this point, but they're not completely out. Protoss versus Protoss Zerg is a disadvantage, but not a horrible one, especially if they can return and get a counterattack here. We'll see. We'll see. Looks like Infernal going to be losing all of his zealots. Some nice little micro coming out from Yan, buying enough time for... I'm going to go with Simon. I hope that's supposed to be Simon, and not Simeon. Alright, buying enough time for Simon to get back and fish him off with the Lings. Even if Simon had never came back, the goons would have eventually been able to pick up the slow lots. There really weren't that many. Alright, so... both these Protoss players have their forges up, getting up defensive cannons, so they should be relatively safe against Ling numbers. The issue is going to come from Orange, Yan, right here, busting out the goons. The goons are just going to be able to pick away at stuff. And obviously this number of zealots can beat the goons, but eventually, here we go, the Lings are going to come in here. And it's just a matter of drawing the zealots away from the cannons. And then you can get... excuse me. Drawing the zealots away from the cannons, and then you can allow either the goons and the zealots and the Lings combined to pick them off, or you're just allowing the goons to attack the gateway, because the zealots can't leave out. Looks like they're going for it. Ooh, pincer move on the zealot wall. Infernal trying to come back to help his ally. The zealots fight valiantly, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough. And with Infernal losing all of his zealots here, we have Germany out on an island. Really, there's not a whole lot Infernal can do anymore. He has leg speed coming up. He has +1, but that's not going to be that helpful at the time being, because he doesn't have any zealots to use them on. And I'm not even sure if Germany can live that long. Want to go after the cannon first. The Zerglings are having a really hard time getting back there, so it's really going to be up to the goons. There we go. The goons to take out the cannon. Cannon goes down, and there are still 3 goons left, not to mention the Zerglings that are around. Oh, and 2 Dark Templar are certainly going to seal the deal for Germany. There's a forge, but no cannons, no observers, and GG coming out from 2pacalypse's team. So Yan and Nizzy and company will take the first game here. This is a best of 3, and everything beyond this will be a best of 7. Everything else I cast today. Oh, son of a bitch. Did the audio not get fixed? Because I tested it, and it was good for me. It really was. Like, if... I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Oh, it's bad but different bad from when it was bad before. Oh! Story of my life as a caster summed up in one beautiful sentence right there. Let me just... Oh, I can't control V in this? I can't copy paste? No, I can't control paste. I would copy paste that quote right there. Boom. That's just gonna be the subline. It's just like being casted by a hackle beast. It's bad, but different bad from when it was bad before. Sick. Alright, so, it's Infernal and Germany and 2pacalypse. So we have red and white and brown. white and brown. Awesome. And on the other side we have yellow and teal and purple. All right. Where is my purple? There it is. Actually, can somebody tell me in chat, the audio tearing, is it like really noticeable audio tearing, or is it just kind of subtle in the background? Because actually, I hear that in my headphones. For the past week or so, my computer's been doing it every now and then. Just little tears. And I don't know what it is. It's pretty noticeable? Okay. That's probably something other than the audio tearing I am hearing. Awesome. That's wonderful. Oh, there are more than one audio problem. Fucker. Like, do I just need a new sound card? Is my sound card fried? It's kind of sounding like my sound card is fried. Oh, well, the whistling is normally always there. Unless it's a new kind of whistling. But there's, I've always had that just very low-pitched, not low-pitched, high-pitched, but a high-pitched, low-volume whistling in the background when I'm not talking. Now I think I just need to buy a $100 mic to not have. Alright, I never called out the races. Infernal is brown Protoss, Germany is red Protoss, and 2pacalypse has rolled Terran. Protoss, Terran. Alright, and on the other side we have Simon as teal Zerg, we have Yan as yellow Protoss, and we have, excuse me, we have Nizzy as purple Zerg. So, this still going to be ZZP coming out from Yan's team, but on the other side we have Protoss Terran. And this is a huge advantage. This is a huge advantage for Infernal's team after like 10 minutes. If they get to the 10-minute mark of this game, they just win. If they get to the 10-minute mark of this game and nobody's dead, it could be 2v3 and it's interesting, but if they get to the 10-minute mark and nobody's dead, they've just completely won this game. Alright. Pretty close repair here. It's not going to work. It's going down very slowly, and there's a factory coming out now. The factory can get out one vulture. Alright, there we go. Finally, the supply depot goes down. 2pacalypse preparing that for as long as he could, but the Zerglings ever so barely going to outmatch that. And now, he couldn't quite hold it off long enough to get the first vulture out. And because the barracks was spawning on the outside, he couldn't build any marines. If he had built a marine and been able to shoot at them all that time, maybe we could have had something different. But now, we're just going to lift off everything. Lift off everything. Holy shit, I forgot to turn off my Skype. That was loud. That was loud. Why? I was attached to the event. What? What? Wait. The fuck? It turned off my stream again. Look at this. Look at this bullshit. Because I'm not on right now. I'm not on right now, but from my perspective, it was telling me. I can get it like this. Hold on. Probably not worth doing this, but whatever. I've committed. It's too late. Boom. Boom. Right there. I'm freaking on it. I had 0 viewers because I had just turned on the stream back then, but I was on it before. Goddamn Team Liquid. Actually, Team Liquid hasn't done that to me in a while. That used to be a problem like 6 months ago? 4 months ago? Somewhere in there. But that's the first time it's happened in quite a while. So, I shouldn't hate on Team Liquid. Alright. So, sorry. Germany went for a counterattack here, trying to do some damage to Yan, but not able to get a whole lot. Actually, both of them, Infernal and Germany coming in. Not going to be enough. All the SCVs had evac'd out. There they are. Just find some minerals here. It's cool. They're all completely dead if the Zerglings ever come back, but probably won't happen. They'll probably be fine as the barracks. The barracks is gonna die. Okay. So lost the factory, lost the barracks. Just as a command center slowly floating over. And the Lings are wow. Okay. So this is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Germany down to just 13 supply, and all of it's in probes with that many Lings in his base. It looks like he is about to be eliminated too, leaving just Infernal in this game. Man. Yeah, and that was going to be the problem with their lineup. They just, because they didn't have a Zerg player and the opponent had two, it meant that they were all the players were largely going to be responsible for defending themselves. Obviously, 2pacalypse couldn't quite do it himself and was taken out. Almost had enough for the repair, but actually, it's not as if he could have pulled an extra SCV. There wasn't any more room to be repairing. And on this side, we have Germany also just barely not going to be able to hold on. Again, Yan going for the goons. I really like this decision. It's not as important. The Zealots can tank, and tanking is nice. You already have two players that are going purely melee units. You would like one of them to be going range. Alternatively, they could have had one of the Zerg players going Hydralisks, but that wouldn't have been as strong as the Protoss player just going goons. I like this decision from Yan, even though goons this early is not as common seen in 3v3. Alright. Alright, so 2pacalypse, giving up the idea of going for fast factory, and instead building 3 barracks. That's fine. Eventually, they'll figure out there are 2 supply depots here, and pick them off. That's actually gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt him quite a bit. To supply block him that hard, that, quote-unquote early in the game. I mean, it's later than... Right, he's farther behind than he should be, obviously, at this stage of the game. Are they going? Are we going? We going? We're going? We're going? Can't decide. Can't decide. No one has opinions on whether they should go or not. That's cool. Goons have range, so they can pick off the buildings outside outside of the range of the cannons. I think the idea behind putting the Center Core out here is just that if the goons didn't have range, the cannons would still be able to defend it, and it would protect against the Lings a little bit. A little bit, anyway. SCVs are now going to get pulled. Do they have enough stuff? Cannons! There are a lot of cannons to begin with, and they can put out some serious firepower. There's still 3 left, and here comes some Marines, and that will be enough. I do think everything, at least all the cannons would have died if 2pacalypse hadn't pulled his SCVs. So it was close there, but it's going to be enough to live. More than good for Germany, though. Germany's completely dead. 0 supply, and nothing that can produce a unit. So, it's all up to these two. It's all up to these two. What do we got here? We got Hydraliston from one Zerg player. Is the other one getting Aspire? Oh ho ho, no. Well, never mind then. One of them's not getting Aspire. The other one is also going with the Hydraliston getting the Lurker upgrade. So, 1 player Lurker, 1 player Hydra, and the Protoss player is doing what? What do we got here? We got Robo. Little Observer. No. Reaver? They don't need an Observer. Their opponents contained just this area. And because they have 2 Zerg players, they can easily get Overlords into position. You just don't need an Observer right now to ward off potential DTs. And I mean, it could just be for a shuttle to do the craziest bulldog I've ever seen. But it could also be for Reavers, which it seems weird at first, but then consider that it's M&M, Reavers are good versus M&M, and a Protoss player. Reavers are good versus Protoss players who have a lot of cannons. Looks like they're going to be able to bust out before the contain fully locks in. Most of the cannons are cancelled. And it's going to push them back. This is actually a very strong force. Because they were almost able to break through into the natural over here, or in 2pacalypse's main base at this point, but it wasn't quite enough, and when they went in for that attack, they didn't kill that many units. So there's still a huge number of zealots able to come out from Infernal, and still a good number of M&M. I don't think any of the M&M originally died, and while the economy's terrible for... It's actually not that bad. It's not as bad. It's one very well-saturated base. And 3 racks, you can produce off of that. Now, what are we doing with lurkers here? Okay, we got some lurkers on the way. Lurker is going to be very nice, because there are no observers. Lots of cannons, no observers. It looks like he's using his Templar archives for lots of high Templar to get some storm out. Okay, so it was for Reavers. Okay. Reavers are obviously going to be very effective, but you have to be careful. I mean, it can be hard to keep your shuttle alive when you're only playing against one player, but when there are 2 players with that many stimmed Marines, it can be very easy to lose track for just a moment, and stimmed Marines come and pick it off. But high risk could lead to a high reward as well, as the Reaver will do a lot of damage to Marines and do a lot of damage to the static defense that that Infernal and 2pacalypse have been able to mass up. Alright. Again, everybody, I'm sorry about any audio issues. I really don't know what is wrong, because now there are a whole new set of problems that I had last time. My best guess at this point is that I need a new audio card. While I have a backup mic, I do not happen to have a backup audio card. Actually, I have a lot of just backup cards in general. I have like 3 random graphics cards and some card with a USB port on it. Or not a USB port, sorry, an Ethernet port. I don't even know what that's for. I think it's for like dial-up. Anyway, I don't have a sound card. I don't have a sound card, which is what I think I need right now. That's a graphics card originally. Maybe I need a graphics card too. I don't know. I'm not that good at this. I'm decent, but I'm not that good. Alright. So, they managed to break out, and they're going to set up a strong defensive position here. And I really kind of like this defensive position, because they can defend themselves while attacking Teal. I think that this has some strong possibilities here. Teal's already expanded over to this side. So Teal's prepared. Teal's ready to die. It's fine. They'll lose a base, but this base has a Hydralisk den, and that's about it. It's a mining base and a Hydralisk den. That's fine. It's BGH. It really doesn't matter if you lose a mining base. You have super mega double base. It's cool. Still have yet to see the Reavers make their appearance, and now we have a double Stargate. Okay, quadruple Stargate, and we are certainly going carriers. Okay, not certainly going carriers. Yan could be feeling himself right now. He could be feeling himself, thinking about going a little bit of Scout. Scout does have some applications in BGH, but I don't know if they're far enough ahead to really pull off the scout transition. If they're not careful, a very large group of M&M is going to be able to kill off one of the Zerg players. And what are we doing over here? We're getting a control tower. So, I don't know what that's for. Could be for science vessel. Could be. Oh, we're sniping supply depots. Oh, one of the Reavers gets left behind. Can't even get off a parting shot. Alright, so they sniped 2 supply depots. 2 supply depots for a Reaver. Not the best trade. Actually, they might have seen that coming in, because Germany is still in this game. It would have been funny if the fact that they let Germany live actually is going to be a detriment. Alright, so, well, after it was essentially 1v3, because 2pacalypse was nearly out of the game, essentially 1v3, Infernal 2pacalypse team is looking very strong right now, making a push. We have the Defiler Mound down. Both Zerg players are on Hive Tech. But will their high tech be enough? Oh, man, just barely getting clipped by the edge of that storm. Going to lose the Reaver. I don't think the Reaver would have been enough to hold this off, but it certainly would have helped. I think Purple's going to die, and this is what I meant by I'm not sure they're far enough ahead to pull off scouts. I'm not sure they're far enough ahead to pull off carriers. Carriers have the same issue of you don't have anything on the field. You can't do anything to stop this other than use your 2 Reavers. Didn't quite work out. Well, Purple's not quite dead. They do have a mining base up here, but yeah, very unfortunate. They're going to lose all their tech. Can they get down? He has enough money. I want to see go down an Ultralis Cavern or a Defiler Mount before this hive dies. Like, he really should throw down a Defiler Mount. Defiler Mount. Defiler Mount. Do it, Nizzy. Nizzy, do it. Nizzy. It's not gonna happen. That's a shame. Then he could have just got Zerglings. And he doesn't need to tech up anymore. He's already at the highest tech he needs, and just go Crackling Defiler. That would have been sick. And he could have been really effective going Crackling Defiler off of one base with no economy. Anyway, the rolling ball here is going to rotate up to top and take out a huge field of sunken colonies. Man, really just can't stand up to that big of a Protoss army. Man. So, it looks like Simon's Home Away From Home will actually be the first one to go down, and those drones had no chance. With this one still having never been quite taken out. So pushing through, gonna be able to kill off all that stuff, and here come the carriers. Losing one to turrets is a huge mistake. He can't afford to be throwing away carriers right now, and storm on the carriers. Obviously they can tank quite a few storms, but you don't want to just let it eat the entire 118 damage, or 108 damage. One of the two. I think it's 108. Yeah, 108, not 118. Whether it's 108 or 118, it's a lot. It's a lot. Oh. See, I saw like White's 2 last supply depots getting killed off here, and I thought that Purple was offering to let White obs, and I was like, you do know they have a lot of Marines, right? He hasn't hidden the fact that he's still in this game at all. The Reavers do get out of there. They can't quite pick off the Nexus, though. Alright. So now we have a whole mess of carriers plus a 40 supply Zerg versus a whole mess of M&M and 163 supply Protoss. Ooh, we have rates. I hope we have Cloak. We really should have Cloak, too. Alright. It it looks like this is going to be the end for Teal. They have a lot of Reavers and Defilers and Lurkers here, but where's the Swarm? Does he not have... Oh no, hitting just before Consume finishes. Oh, Swarm would have been so helpful to not die. So very helpful. And now, the Reaver goes down, the Sunken Colony, the very last thing to defend the space will also go down. And it looks like it's just yellow. It's just yellow coming out. Oh, no. Oh, no. GG. GG. And wow. Congratulations to 2Pac and Infernal, making the comeback, staying alive in the series. Wow. Very nice comeback. Wasn't anything really flashy about that comeback. It was just nice, solid, steady progression. And the PZZ team just got a little bit too greedy with the teching. Alright. Whoops. Did not select. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Deciding game of this. This is the winner's match, so the team who loses here is not necessarily eliminated. And with all the fun walkover drama, they might both be going on for all I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Alright, so we have, let's see. We have Infernal is white, we have 2pacalypse is yellow, and Germany is purple. Okay, so yellow, white, and purple. And on the other side we have red and orange and teal. Teal, orange. Alright, so we have Infernal as the white Protoss, we have 2pacalypse as the yellow Protoss, and we have Germany as the purple Protoss. So looks like the randoming 2pacalypse is going to be playing the Gambit here, and now playing Protoss. So we have a completely unfair and balanced team coming out of Germany, Infernal, and 2pacalypse. That's fine. Just a bunch of dirty cheaters picking Protoss. And on the other side, we have Nizzy as the red Zerg, we have Yan as the teal Protoss, and we have Simon as the orange Zerg. Alright, guys. People are still complaining about the audio issues. I don't know how bad the audio issues are. I can't judge that. I did lots of testing on this last night, and I managed to work out all the kinks, only for there to be more kinks to arise. Should I continue? Or do I have to cancel 2 casts because of audio shit? It's like, the Nation Wars, in all honesty, will probably never get casted, but this could be delayed to just another day. There's one person who wants it continued. Alright, apparently it's not that horrible. Alright. So, again, the Zerg Protoss team is going to have a little bit of an issue. Same scenario as versus the Protoss Terran team. But instead of they need to do damage in the first 10 minutes, it's more like they need to do damage in the first 7 minutes. Because it's going to be a lot easier for, 2 of the Protoss players to come and reinforce or to come and attack somebody else. They're still a little bit immobile right now. Still a little bit weak, a little bit immobile at the moment, but that won't last very long. Looks like that's not gonna be an issue though. We're only like 3 minutes into the game, and already 2pacalypse is feeling the pressure here. Man, 2pacalypse. Every time they just go after him, and when 2pacalypse was the only Zerg player, it made sense because Zerg's weak, because Zerg is fragile. So it's like obviously he's gonna be attacked first. And then when he was Terran, it's like, well, because Terran's fragile, it's fine. But now he can pick anybody. And 2pacalypse is like the farthest player away. 2pacalypse could not have been any safer, and he's still the first one attacked. He just freaking hate 2pacalypse. Clearly a Biggie fan. Alright. So, again we have the early goons. Even less zealots this time. There were hardly any zealots at all. From Yan. And the dragoons are not very good versus the zealots. Especially if there are lings around, then they might be a little bit better than zealots would have been. Just because they can get in there easier, but against an only Protoss opponent force, it's just the output. The damage output and how few goons are going to be able to get out compared to the number of zealots from the other players. I'm not sure how effective Yan can be in the early stage of this game. And really when you have an army that's centered around doing early damage. We'll see. We'll see. Zealots getting surrounded here from both red and orange lings. And a little bit of indecision of red Nizzy thinking that he wanted to go in and try to attack, but Simon was getting the hell out of there. And it looks like eventually these lings are gonna get out, you would think. Not gonna be chased around forever. Alright. So been a little bit of micro, and that is an advantage that goons have. They can micro against slow lots. So that's nice. The sling force is becoming pretty big. I have to imagine now that this team, red, orange, teal, is looking for a burst. They want to find a situation where two forces zealots are a little bit out of position, and then just really quickly kill somebody with this many lings and dragoons to help out against the cannons. But I'm not sure if they're going to find that opportunity, and now we're going to see the might of lots of slow guys with swords. It just doesn't die. It just slowly lumbers on and kills everything in its path. Alright, but it's fine. We have DTs out. The disadvantage of going for early goons, you should have tech a little bit faster. Obviously, pretty easy to skip over that early tech and go for more goons, or even go for an expo instead. And shoot. There we go. You got 7 DT kills up here. So Infernal is going to pull out, and that's going to, even catching them on the transfer, only catching one though. Yeah, that's going to effectively put Infernal out of this game. At least for the moment. I mean, these DTs are doing a lot of damage. And now, is that the opening that he needed? Or, not he needed, that's the opening that they needed. They're going to come in here, trying to attack. This cannon is actually in an absolutely beautiful position. The goons cannot get to it, or at least not more than one, it looks like. But the lings finally do get in. The cannon goes down, and there are not enough zealots to hold. Some more reinforcements coming in from yellow, but they're a little bit too late. And these DTs, nobody has any detection. No detection at all, other than cannons right now. Did Infernal... Okay, Infernal rebuilt a Nexus over here. So Infernal, none of the gateways died. He could just keep making zealots while leeching off of 2pacalypse. But Germany isn't looking very strong right now. Alright. That's gonna be it. Okay. So, it's looking pretty similar to last game, in that early Zerglings do a lot of damage, and then one player is almost eliminated, but not quite. Okay, one player is eliminated. Germany gets eliminated in both games. One other player is almost eliminated, but not quite. And then one player has taken no damage. Boom. It's fine. 2pacalypse just needs to man up the way Infernal did, and come back. A little bit harder. In this situation, it would be nice if one of the players were Terran rather than being Protoss, but them's the breaks. And, oh. Alright. They noticed that killing off these gateways might be a pretty good idea. And it's gonna really set back Infernal in terms of just getting out any units. He needs to build so many, oh wow. It looks like he is giving up. He is no longer mining because he knows that it's more important for his ally to be getting the economy right now. Interesting decision. Infernal is choosing to resign to make his team stronger. Okay, man. You have literally nothing else going on right now. We need to see the most amazing drone pull of all time. Here we go. Drone pull. Drone pull. Drone pull. Come on! Drones... I keep saying drones, but probes. Probes outrange Zerglings. You could be doing some sick micro, like standing behind the zealots shooting over them. The Zerglings. You'd be doing something to help out. Anything. Alright. Alright. People are once again talking about the chat. The chat, yes, it does show the team that that submitted the replay, but winners and losers both submitted the replays, so they've been mixed in. Sometimes it'll be the winning team that we can see the chat for. Sometimes it'll be the losing team, and I don't know. Alright. So, where'd those Dark Archons go? Oh, there we go. Alright, sick. Creating ultimate Protoss army of Archon death. I like it. I like it. Hopefully these Archons have a fun spell, and not just feedback. Unfortunately, a little bit boring to be mind controlling. He could go and get an Dark Archon. Give it mind control. Drop it in. Mind control a probe. And then make his own Protoss army. Then it'd be like Protoss Zerg. That'd be pretty sick. That'd be pretty sick. 4v1? I like it. You should try it. Mind control a probe. Yeah, that would be the ultimate. Like, that would be the ultimate level of BM. Mind controlling a probe. Not an SUV, not a drone, but mind controlling a probe. It's like, yes, I could just storm drop you, but I'm going to worker harass you one probe at a time, and use your own workers against you. Alright, so it looks like Ian's going to take the advice. He is getting 2 more facilities plus a support, which should be pretty effective here. We do have an expansion though coming out from Infernal, and it's actually a little bit unfortunate that this one is so far away. Like if it had been 2pacalypse up in this corner and then Infernal was just expanding here, this would be covering a lot more, but really this doesn't do a whole lot to cover 2pacalypse's own base. Forced to cancel. Looks like Germany hasn't left the game yet. I kind of assumed Germany had left the game, but no. They have forced supply. What were those probes doing? Was that his Nexus? Oh man, if he had been storing up 400 minerals for that long and then it still gets denied, that is brutal. Alright, here comes some lurkers. Looks like, despite the fact that there are no marines to skewer, the lurker attack is going to be a lot more effective this game. Mind control. Mind control. Mind control. He's looking for it. He's looking for the mind control. Do it. He's not going to do it. Bastard. Oh, moving in. Do it. Do it. The probes, they're attacking you. Show them what's up with your mind control. Dang it. Well, that just makes me sad. Oh, okay. We got a maelstrom off on a lone High Templar, and then feedbacked so that it has 2 health left. Couldn't even freaking kill it. You wasted 2 spells. That's 150 energy. You know what else is 150 energy? Mind control. Could've just mind controlled the damn thing. And then boom, it's effectively dead. And you get it for yourself. Alright, so 2pacalypse once again taken out. And it's all up to Infernal. Yeah, so 4 supply plus 9 supply plus 30 supply is 43. 43 compared to 53 plus 165 plus 31. They got this. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe it's not fine. Maybe it's not fine. Maybe double TT drop was in fact enough to take out the cannon. Oh, it's fine. Look at how many cannons they have. There's just no way. Like, there's so many cannons. They're just going to. They're going to stand up and leave their computers, and then try to get. Oh no, never mind. All right, we're done. So. Congratulations to Yan and Nizzy and Simon. They advance as the top seed out of their group into the finals. I actually don't know the 4 teams that are in the final bracket, so I guess we'll find out.